Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel, and it is Train Sim World 5 roadmap time. This is the roadmap for May, which has just come out in the last few minutes. So it's a big roadmap. There's a lot in there. I'm going to put the link as ever in the description below so you can have a look at it for yourself in a little bit more detail. But these are my picks of the roadmap for May, having had a look through and had to see what's changed, etc. from the last time we looked at this, and there have been a few changes. There's the graphic, mainly in the 0 to 3 months approaching soon category. So let's take a look at that, shall we? There is a summary if you haven't gone through the whole article, which is fine. We've got new screenshots for the Frankfurt S-Bahn. Lots of people are really excited for that. Updates on third-party partners, including one of the things I'm interested in is Carlisle Volume 4. We just had Volume 3 in the last week, but this is the military pack from Skyhook Games, which I'm quite interested in, and all the contents that comes with that. We've also got the BR194 and the E94 Rail Tour pack. That's from TSG. Also from TSG, we've got the BR420. Then, one of the other things that I'm the most interested in is the Manchester Airport commuter from Alan Thompson Sim. That went a bit quiet, didn't it? We've got some more updates on that. The BR Class 86/2 and Mark 2F coaches, of course, for the West Coast Main Line. That's from Just Trains. A little bit more on the new Transport for Wales Pacer as well, also from Just Trains for the Cardiff network. And then there are some more images. I think we've seen these images though, for the Santa Fe gameplay pack from High Iron Simulations. And we've got a brand new developer, Grump Dog Games, and they're going to be working on something for the Great Western Express remaster. We'll have a quick look at that. Patches and updates, I'm not gonna cover that. I will talk about the Colnark and timetable for everybody that's not on Steam. Steam have already got that. And there is Community Corner. I'm not going to talk about that as well. But the graphic at the top, let's talk about the changes on this graphic. Specifically, those are, and when I say they, Dovetail have added an unannounced UK route from All Aboard Studios. That was the teaser we looked at that looked very much like Crew Station, if you remember that. Manchester Airport commuter has moved into the 0 to 3 months, which is quite exciting. BR Class 86/2 has gone into the 0 to 3 months from Just Trains, and the Transport for Wales Pacer is in the 0 to 3 months. And then an update to say that Cargo Line Volume 3 Intermodal was released, and also the ECML Diesel Rail Tour pack, which was released with a few things wrong with it, and then it was patched, and it's actually not bad, you know. Now I quite enjoy running that. So let's quickly have a look through what we've got. First of all, the Frankfurt S-Bahn. Some really great screenshots of this. This in TSW will represent the S1, S8 and S9 lines of the S-Bahn Rhine-Main network, covering 80 kilometres and 26 stations between Frankfurt and Main, including the underground platforms to Wiesbaden. So a lot of people, as I said, are excited for this. There's a lot of German content coming out, isn't there? This one looks particularly good, although we've only seen the screenshots. We've not seen anything else on this so far. We will be able to get to Frankfurt Airport's regional station as well as part of this. There's IC3, IC1, ICET, IC and S-Bahn services all included as part of this DLC. Specifically now aboard the rolling stock, there is the BR430. That is operating the bulk of traffic on S1, S8 and S9 lines. There's an updated BR423. What does that actually mean? That means physics upgrades and a new interior to represent the variant that runs on this S-Bahn. Also included as rolling stock is the BR143 and Dosto combination, which runs the RB services out of Wiesbaden. All the services that call at Fern Bahnhof will be additional layers, and you can actually see the route map. It's quite impressive, isn't it? There's a lot going on in this route map, and there's a few different different routes there, all sort of merging into one. It looks quite exciting. So I'll let you take a look at that in your own time from the link at the bottom. There'll be a deep dive article very soon on this route. And just to let you know, the full timetable is currently coming in at 1,000 plus playable services. That's a big one, isn't it? That's a big one. Now, I don't know if that 1,000 plus services is playable just with the list of stock that I just mentioned, or whether or not some of that is provided by layers. But we'll find that out in the coming weeks, no doubt. We've got some great screenshots for this. There's a 363 again. Looks like it's bringing out the intercity, the 101 coaches there, out of the station. Yeah, brilliant. Love that. Cargo Line 4, this is one of my picks. Again, some interesting new assets as part of this as well, as you can see. Get ready to try out a new KWA Warwell wagon, heavy weathered military green, consisting of a main deck and featuring a lower central portion and mounting on two-wheeled bogies. Conventional draw gear and buffers are located at each end. Additionally, wait for it, you'll get the Class 66 diesel locomotive once again, this time in the DB red and grey livery. You can always guarantee a Class 66 with these packs, can't you? Just in case you don't have one at the moment. But again, some interesting screenshots. Looks pretty close, doesn't it? No, these look like it's being in testing and it could be ready to go. It mentions that the wagon is available in 3 conditions, which is unloaded and empty, loaded with a generic tracked armed personnel carrier, known as an APC, or it could be with a loaded 3-axle mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, an MRAP. I don't know what route. Can anyone tell what route this is in the background? Is that Midland Main Line? I'm not sure. I don't think... Does it say? It'll be in journey mode gameplay with 3 scenarios, additional timetable services for the Great Western Express and the Preston Carlisle routes. Interesting. We might get some long runs then on the Preston Carlisle. So I am looking forward to that. That is one of my picks. More details about the 194 and E94 rail tour pack from TSG. Again, I'm going to skip through a lot of that and you can read that part of the article yourself if you're interested in that one. There's a lot in there about that and a lot of screenshots. Also the 420, a lot of people have been looking forward to the 420. There's an update on how development on that is currently getting on. Then we get to the other big one that I'm interested in, which is the Manchester Airport commuter. As I mentioned at the top, this went pretty quiet, didn't it? As it says there, it was previously removed from the roadmap graphic whilst the team worked hard to support bug fixes and optimization. And it's come back into the 0 to 3 months category today on this May roadmap. So it's coming very soon. Quick update from ATS themselves to say it's progressing well through QA, timetables and layers are complete, and they are resolving the remaining bugs at a healthy pace. Massive improvements in FPS, which is always welcome. And they're now finishing up the final station and overhead line fixes, eagerly anticipating a public release. And it just says they're committed to making it as exceptional as possible, as you would expect from an ATS product if you're involved in Train Sim Classic and you've got any of the Alan Thompson Sim routes that they've produced so far and the partnerships they've done on various different units, such as the 185, for example. You'll know that they do put a lot of effort into what they do. I can see Stockport Station there with a 323, but also here a very busy looking Manchester Piccadilly. We can see here we got the 150 coming in there from Cardiff, the Cardiff route. We've also finally got some Pendolinos in there at Manchester Piccadilly, so that's really nice to see. Quick thanks there to the community for all the feedback that came in after this was shown. Another 66 there with the intermodal and a nice shot of the Pendolino. I think leaving Manchester Piccadilly there, if I recall correctly. There is a note on this about the Manchester Airport commuter, by the way. This will be released on the Gen 9 consoles, so the Xbox Series S and X, PS5 and PC platforms only. I don't know if that's new information or not, but do bear that in mind with this one. Piccadilly Station once again, that looks like with a 323. Now, the other pick for me, as you know, the Preston to Carlisle route is my current favourite in the game, and Just Trains have been giving us an update on this as well, including a note that there's been a lot of focus on the Mark 1 R&B Buffy car, which it says here is looking grand inside and out. I think those are Tom's words, you know. He's from up my way. We would say grand, it's looking grand. So I reckon he said that. So a few more screenshots. I'm not sure whether we've seen these before, but it does say there, interestingly, expect lots more information coming for the 86/2 with a full announce article landing next week. That sounds like it's imminent, doesn't it? Let's keep the fingers crossed. I'm really looking forward to this one since we learned about this. Now, the other pick that I've got, and we touched on this last time, was the Transport for Wales 142 Pacer, which is also from Just Trains. And here it is in its Transport for Wales livery. It's going to have LED headlights, 2-leaf bifold doors, updated open close operating buttons, sanding equipment fitted to aid with the slippery rails, smash glass to access emergency door handle, which is non-operational. We talked about that last time. And it will also have the NRN, the National Radio Network, and GSMR functionality in there as well. So there's a couple of screenshots of that, which I think we just got the sort of basic model, didn't we, last time? We couldn't see these the livery itself. It just says development for this continues well. Looking forward to sharing new screenshots and development progress with you all soon. And just mentions there to keep an eye on the official Just Trains blog, which, as you know, on this channel, I tend to do that, and we tend to have a look through that whenever something is updated on there. There's a quick catch up with High Iron Simulations, again about the Santa Fe pack, so you can have a look through there. There's some screenshots there that we've already seen. Grump Dog Games, the new third-party developer, there's an interview with them, but interestingly, tell us about the project you're working on, and they're working on a Class 43 HST farewell pack, which will be part of the Great Western Express remaster. So I'm assuming this will be a DLC for the Great Western Express remaster once it comes out. There'll be a few special liveries with that and the Class 43s along with the respective nameplates. So have a read of that and see what you think. Then we get into the patches. There's patches for various different routes. But the last thing that I wanted to mention here was about the Colne Aachen timetable update for all the platforms other than Steam. So Steam have got this at the moment. Now I said in the last one that I thought this would come out a few days later. That was my gut feeling, you know, after a bit more testing. However, it still hasn't been released on consoles. So there's been good feedback from the players on Steam with this. But essentially this last paragraph here that I wanted to touch on, basically is saying that as of yet, there is some continued testing going on, and there isn't a release date for this at the moment for other platforms, which actually does include, by the way, Epic Games. It's not just consoles. So there is no update on that, which is a little bit disappointing. They must have run into some problems with this, and you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully this will be out soon. Now, what I should say as well, in addition to me going through this with you now, there is this evening, if you watch this in time, there is the usual roadmap stream with Alex and Matt on Dovetail's channels. they'll probably dig into this a little bit more, and they will talk about they'll talk about everything on the roadmap in a little bit more detail than is listed here in the article. So if you want to catch that, that will be this evening, 6th of May. So those are my highlights from this roadmap. What do you guys think as we go back to the graphic at the top where we started? Anything there that you're particularly excited about? I know a lot of the German fans will be looking forward to the Frankfurt S-Bahn. I think that's going to be the main pick from everybody that loves the German content. I think if you're in the UK, I think the Manchester Airport commuter is going to be something that you're quite excited about, along with the 86/2. I have no doubt. What do you think? It's interesting. Just before we go, Tadami line. There's no real update on the Tadami line. In fact, it isn't even mentioned. Apart from being in the graphic here as having no release date, it's not even mentioned. Now, we saw some screenshots of that recently. I thought that was, I was going to hazard a guess that is pretty far down the line and ready to go. But yet again, it's still here, release date to be confirmed. That's by Union Workshop. That's fine if it's not ready. We always want a good product, don't we, when it comes out? And I don't know the size of the team at Union Workshop, so it could be down to that rather than any issues. But I think if you look in the release date to be confirmed box there on the right, everything else has got a mention in this roadmap apart from the Dami line. So hopefully, again, more information will come on that in the coming weeks, and we get an update. So thank you once again for watching this update. Let me know in the comments, as always, what you think. Tell me what it is you're looking forward to. There's a couple of things in here, but those were my highlights. Thanks everybody for watching. See you on the next one, and bye for now.